Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to another Arca Garage video. Today we're gonna check out the pros and cons of bigger wheels, and later in the video we're gonna check out all of the specs you need to know. We're gonna start with better appearance. So these are the factory wheels on my Alfa Romeo Giulietta, and this is the same car with the 19-inch BBS wheels with the spacers on the back. So as you can see, the looks are improved drastically, and essentially there isn't anything that you can do on your car which is gonna improve more on the looks than wheels. Next, we got improved stability. Smaller wheels and tires might be good for a few things, but they are certainly not good for stability. Regular tires curve more in the corners, which has a huge impact on stability. Also, due to their width, they do not make a lot of contact with the road. Moving on to shorter braking distance. Just like stability, basic physics benefits the braking distance. A wider tire has more contact with the road, which decreases the braking distance. Next, we got our first con, and it's gonna be slower acceleration. However, this one is only gonna affect the cars with smaller engines because added traction and weight are gonna put strain on them. On the other hand, if you got a car with more powerful engine, the acceleration is going to improve. Our second con is going to be less comfort. If you put bigger wheels and tires on your car, it will be less comfortable. That's mainly due to the tires, which are stiffer and they have more contact with the road. Now when it comes to Alfa Romeo Giulietta, in my experience it is one of the best cars to put the bigger wheels on. That's mainly due to the factory suspension, which is quite soft. Our third con is going to be increased fuel consumption. Again, this is going to be a con which is only going to affect the cars with smaller engines. As I said before, the bigger wheels put strain on them, and that's going to result in higher fuel consumption. We also have to consider the cost. The wheels and tires can start anywhere from €1,000 to several thousand euros. It all depends on the wheel size, condition, and type of tire. Moving on to our last con, which is going to be added stress to suspension. Since smaller tire profile is going to absorb less impact, that energy is going to be transferred to suspension components. You're going to have to work harder, and for that reason your suspension is going to require more maintenance, or in other words, you're going to have to replace some of the components more frequently. One of the most important things you gotta pay attention to when buying a wheel is their specification. You want to pay attention to the diameter, width, and of course the ET. I don't know how well can you see it on the camera. The ET is listed here with the diameter and width, and the ET of these wheels is gonna be 44. Now on most wheels, all of that information is gonna be listed right here on the back. Now on Alfa Romeo Giulietta, what I did, I basically put 20mm spacers on the back. However, that did produce another little issue. When the rear springs are under the max load, the outside of the tire can rub the inside of the fender. To solve this problem, I've installed these rubber spring inserts. They do not affect the wheel height, however they prevent the shock from compressing all the way. Now I always suggest that you probably go for smaller spacers, but if you overdo it, you can solve this problem like that. I also gotta share one more thing with you. These wheels on Alfa Romeo Giulietta are not the 5x110, they are 5x112, and I use these wobble bolts to make up for those 2mm. I've never had any issues with them, and they're actually a great way if you want to expand your search for the wheels, because you're gonna have a lot more option in this bolt pattern. Anyway, that would be all for this video. I hope you find it useful. If you did, hit that like button and support our channel by subscribing and by sharing our content with the rest of car enthusiasts.